Saw on Facebook. I didn't realize it was on.
Yours wasn't even blinking, John, was it?
No.
On Big Bay Road?
Oh,
Yeah. Mine was.
Okay, it is 5 o'clock PM on Wednesday, July 8th, 2026. This is a public hearing regarding the vacation of portion 6th Street. I call the meeting to order and roll call Mike Anderson.
here.
John Carlson,
Here.
Amy Baxter,
Here.
Samantha Dobson is not here. Glenn Carlson is here. We also have our town administrator, our zoning administrator, our town clerk, and members of the public in attendance. And we do have, I believe, homeowners on Zoom. So welcome, everyone. The purpose of this public hearing is to gather comments on the proposed 6th Street vacation. We are not taking action tonight. This is simply for the purpose of taking public comments, and all comments will be reviewed and considered. And so I will open the floor to any public comments. Does anyone have any public comment? Jim, do you?
Well, not really. I do have a question because I know so little about this.
Well, I have what I talked to Rich about. There's this in the resolution in the first paragraph, it's incorrect. And so you just got to clear that up before it comes in front of us again. And the directions are wrong too.
Right, and
It's not Whitefish Avenue. It's
I have a message into the surveyor and waiting to hear back, but we'll get that.
And the directions, they just flip, just flip them around. It's, it's just easterly and westerly has got to be flipped around.
Yep.
Do the folks on Zoom want to make any
Well,
public comment?
does the street go right through the old carriage house, the tower, the water tower, and the old garage, the woods garage? Does that street go through that area or is it to the north of that area?
I believe it's to the north of that area.
Yeah, it's clearly stated.
That's
It is, yeah, if you want after, I'll even take you over and show you exactly where it will show them to be.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
It's to the north of where you're saying,
Yeah,
It's
by a good 100 feet. It's on the north side of the carriage house.
yeah, okay.
Basically straight on from where it comes through, Bidgie and Red's house,
Mhm.
straight forward from that would be the delineation. You can see it right here in the road map. And it'd be right through here.
Yeah,
Here's
so that's
Bidgie.
right.
Yeah, straight across.
Yeah. I thought it was pretty tough.
Yeah.
Quite a bit.
It's quite a bit away from your house, yeah.
Okay, any other comments? Paul or Jane?
No, everything looks good to us.
I do have a comment.
Go ahead, Dave.
I believe that if, that with the situation that stands now, there needs to be a turnaround at the end of Nebraska Row. I'm calling it Nebraska Row. The technical name is frontage, I believe.
Country.
Okay. Which leads me to a whole other issue. We'll keep that aside for now. But being that Nebraska Row, I'm calling it, is a town road. There's no place to turn around at the end of that road. And there's technically now access to the last lot on the Nebraska Row side, which is in between Woods Manor and Eloise Woods home. And that driveway would need access from the turnaround that would have to be presented to, otherwise any town truck, school bus that goes down that road, not to mention tourists, have no place to turn around at the end of that road other than backing in and out of Avery or Eloise's driveway.
Do you know, I thought maybe somebody from one of our emergency services would have spoken up. Would it be like for a fire truck, if there was a fire at Eloise's or an ambulance,
Well, that leads me to my next point exactly, Mike. Last year, there was an ambulance call on Nebraska Road.
Okay,
They got the fire numbers on the wrong, they're not even close to being right. They're posted on Nebraska Road and they say the address with Nebraska Road printed under the fire number. Those addresses are Whitefish Street, not Nebraska Road. There's an ambulance call to 9 something or another, and that would be your house, Jim.
Yes.
And I heard the call and raced there thinking it's Eloise or Avery. It turns out, and the ambulance did the same thing I did. Went down Nebraska Road, wrong driveway. They had to turn around and go back to Whitefish
Which
Street.
is legally our address, 912 Nebraska Road, and I have asked numerous times for a new sign at the other on Whitefish, 912 Whitefish.
Hmm.
Then everybody knows what it is. Very simple for one more sign.
That's exactly what happened is the ambulance had to turn around. Guess where they turned around?
oh, that's why we're having this little gathering.
Well, my whole point is if you're gonna delineate the Sixth Street through, which obviously would make it where you wouldn't need a turnaround, there needs to be a turnaround at the end of Nebraska Road for emergency vehicles, town plow trucks, and all the rest of it. And also with that is gonna bring up an issue for storm sewer off that road. There's an issue with Jim trying to build with his house with the water that's there. And all that water from that road is going to need a storm sewer to the shoreline somewhere.
Hmm.
And I've spoken with Eloise and Avery that they would consider that if they had the turnaround put in, giving an easement through the property for a storm sewer to properly drain the road and the rest of that area up there.
You're trying to drain from where? From our yard?
Well, anything that would accumulate on the turnaround here,
Oh.
you know, I mean, all that water that flows down this road.
Doesn't flow, there's a big pond right here.
Yeah, well, that's my whole point. If that road was there and they had a proper storm sewer, it would flow to the end and then to the lake like the rest of the storm sewers do.
Have you communicated more specifics to Rich so that he's familiar with what you're?
I believe I have. I've spoken to him out there. We had a meeting in regards to something different, but it was right in the neighborhood and went out and spoke about it. Yes.
My only other thing, well, this is more for Rich, you know, the first paragraph in the resolution, and then on the second page, then the survey map from Nelson Surveyors, they have Whitefish Avenue also. Right. So it's not just in the resolution, it's the other one too.
Thank you, Mike. Any other public comment? Any other comments at this public hearing?
I would just like to say that I think the issue of doing a turnaround there is a separate issue. Sixth Street doesn't seem to be related to that. And the other question is, you know, how long has, you know, this been an issue? And kind of why is it being raised right now? I mean, this road has been here. We plow our driveway all winter. So that could certainly be used as a turnaround for emergency vehicles. I don't see that issue being directly related to vacation at Sixth Street.
Thank you. Is there any other public comment?
I personally believe as a fireman on the island that it's a very important issue to have a turnaround at the end of that road. I just gave an example of a huge mix-up which cost minutes in the response of the ambulance service.
Good, David. Any other public comment? Okay, hearing none, is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Meeting's adjourned. Thank you all very much for your time.
Who do I talk to about getting a 912 Whitefish?
That's your guy.
That would be Rich.
You?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that